Welcome back to Patch, Player 2's weekly podcast. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm again joined by Jay Parnas and Damo Camilleri.
Wait, the shit goes up every week?
Yeah, every week. I can't
Tell us more.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're here to talk in our notes section today about two events. One being a Nintendo Direct that's just passed, a 3DS dedicated one, and the upcoming PlayStation event. We'll focus on Nintendo Direct first. Good. What were some of our takeaways from the Direct that went live? What was it, 3 or 4 days ago?
Hey, let's get all this shit out the door before the NX drops.
Yeah, to me it just felt really like look, we realised we fucked up on the Wii U, so you guys love the 3DS. Here's all the stuff that you kind of liked about the Wii U, and it's now in your 3DS, so you don't have to worry about, that kind of cross-platforming.
So you're basically saying, in case you missed it on the console that no one bought, here's this so we can move on.
Yeah, it felt a bit like that.
Well, they've done it.
I didn't think of it that way.
Once already with Horror Warriors Legends. That was a Wii U game that came to 3DS.
Yeah, and Smash before then.
Smash. I mean, it was always designed to be on both.
Yeah, I feel like that was designed to be on both, and they tried to differentiate the two a lot during
from
the
this Direct, we've gotten both Super Paper Mario that's coming to 3DS, as well as Yoshi's Woolly World that's coming across as well. With Poochie.
Again, this is not the first Paper Mario on the handheld, though.
Good. Nor were we talking about Paper Mario.
What did you say?
You said Paper Mario.
Did I really?
Super Paper Mario.
Sorry, I'm talking about Mario.
Shut it. I would actually been excited then. I was like, fuck yeah, man. Paper Mario.
It's totally a Wii U Paper Mario and not.
Super Mario
I went along with it for you. And
I'm glad. Super Mario Maker and Yoshi's Woolly World, I should say.
Yeah.
Super Mario Maker being a game you were particularly fond of last year.
It was just there was good content for it. People were breaking the tool. Well, not breaking, but there were some people that broke the tools, which was less fun. But there were people that used the tools in really, really cool ways that I don't think anyone really saw coming.
Yeah.
And I think that was great. And obviously, it was. I mean, that was probably one of the most popular Nintendo games for quite a long time, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, I don't know what the sales figures were like, but
they're pretty good.
They in terms of how much YouTube space that they were getting and how much video content was being made around their game.
Oh, the streams are real.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Even things like the Nintendo World Championships they had. And
that was a great way to
which was E3, it was before the game.
Yeah, that was to introduce a lot of people to the game. I think that was a lot of people's first actual understanding of, hey, this shit's pretty powerful. You can do a lot of crazy dumb shit with this, and hey, look, we've really dug in the vaults for all of these sprites, and we've worked hard to make new ones. So, yeah, I'm glad that I won't miss it, but now I have literally zero reason to go and get a Wii U ever. So there's that.
You were struggling for reasons anyway, though.
I was. I have Bayonetta 2, I guess, is all I've got left.
Oh! Give it time, it'll come.
Yeah, there will be a NX port of that for sure.
Oh, really?
No.
Yes.
What?
But
NX?
Oh, yeah, NX.
Of course.
Impossible.
That game was up in the realms of Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I see no reason why that.
And it didn't sell. So.
Yeah, and it didn't sell because the Wii U didn't sell. If that game was on the other consoles, you would have seen it go absolutely gangbusters.
Yeah, true. Darren, what are your thoughts on Yoshi's Woolly World going to 3DS? Did you...
I fucking hate those Woolly games.
Really? You don't like Kirby's Epic Yarn or anything like that?
No, I have no interest in them. Don't get me wrong.
I hate all things that are cute.
It's a great concept and everything like that. It's not that it's a bad game or anything like that. It's just not my jam at all. I hate it. I hate the style, really. I mean, when I got really excited when I heard there's a new Kirby game coming, and I got curb stomped with that. I was like,
yeah, and you've been curb stomped ever since. Hey, look, Harry was curb stomped again. Fucking come on, man.
But, yeah,
just keep making fucking Kirby Superstar. Just take that format and just give me mini Kirby stories on a fucking wooden I could pin the games to the wall, and I could play as Meta Knight, and I could just play this game for it. That's all I want. Just give me that forever,
yeah.
and I'll buy your Kirby games.
Yep.
Don't. Probably still will. I like
the fortitude is on show here.
It's good.
I actually haven't bought a Kirby game in a long time.
If it's got amiibo support, even better, because I'm guessing most of these will only be supported on the new 3DS.
Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World, yeah, that'll have support from the amiibos that were already available.
And so that's...
there's a Poochie amiibo, which is the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever.
Not Simpsons Poochie.
Well, it might as well be. No one likes it.
What, you never played Yoshi's Story on the 64? Poochie's been around.
Yeah, I know Poochie's been around. But it's
That's
not Yoshi. Didn't make its way into Smash, did it?
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a Poochie.
Oh, probably.
Well, probably a trophy.
Moving on to new games. So they also announced...
You're trying to hurry us up. Sorry, people, for keeping you here. Oh.
So they announced a new... I'm not going to stuff the game up, Pikmin. It hasn't got a full title at the moment. They're still just calling it Pikmin. But
Pikmin for Nintendo 3DS.
For 3DS, yeah. It's no longer like the previous Pikmins where you kind of got your top-down strategic sort of thing. It's a 2D side-scrolling platform.
Yeah, did you see?
Did you watch Excited?
You'll be seeing it on the screen.
Yeah.
Over there.
I love the just like flailing of arms occurs. It's just like, let's make it random.
Especially given we're not looking in the direction of the camera, so we're starting to be here or here, maybe out here.
Yeah, it's just, let's try to make it.
This joke has really sunk to new
depths.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was some pretty cool stuff that they showed in there. Not a lot of it. We know it's coming in 2017. I personally wouldn't be surprised if it comes out for the NX as well. That this is kind of
who the fuck knows what that thing is?
Whatever the NX is, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is kind of the lesser quality version of it. And there's a NX.
Hot tip: NX is going to be made. It's going to be a Sony Ericsson phone with Android software and iOS support. And
who cares?
It can launch nuclear missiles.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
that's how World War 3 starts. No, World War 5.
Yes,
it skips the other two.
What we're actually going to find is the next iPhone is the NX.
Nintendo Skynet.
Fuck.
Nintendo Skynet. 2017, Nintendo Skynet.
Comes with your own personal Arnold Schwarzenegger T1.
Yeah, Nintendo would like to announce their partnership with Cyberdyne Industries, and
the world is going to hell. So, outside of that, they kind of short up a few other little release dates, like they did the Metroid Federation Force, which came out the day after.
And looks like hot garbage, and how dare you use the Metroid name in such a way.
Yeah. Let's put that in that
Dragon Quest 7, the PS1 Dragon Quest that's been ported to 3DS is coming out in 2 weeks.
Is that a good game that I don't care about?
Dragon Quest 8 they reconfirmed for next year. They then locked in a few release dates for some, what were they calling? Nindies, that's right, Nindy games. Nintendo Indie, so Axiom Verge.
Axiom Verge, really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
What else did they show?
7.
That's going to be cool.
Most of my games that have already released on other platforms and are now coming across.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
The less we speak of that game, the better.
Have we got to that stage already? That's sad.
But
it has so much promise.
We'll talk more about that. Probably next week in the
suffice to say.
But yeah, other than that, like, it was a pretty small, simple little affair, and you could tell they're kind of saving their big headline act for an NX Direct, whatever it is that they
decide to do for that thing. Yeah.
So we'll cast our minds forward to what's coming up a day after you're watching this, the PlayStation event, which is...
Don't fucking tell them when to watch it.
I didn't say when to watch it, I said when it is.
Oh,
you're going to watch it a day after this. Well, what if they watch it? What if they out of the country, Paul? Think about that.
I feel like that's a hair.
That's like trying to suggest the internet's not.
Don't assume their gender roles, Paul.
I feel like that was an unnecessary hair to split.
You're not my real dad.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Anyway. The day after this goes live, then is when we'll be having the PlayStation event. There's already been some leaks. People have got slim versions of PS4 in their hands already, which
it's been reviewed by some people, which is absurd.
Which presumably means they're already with retailers, and it's going to be one of those, and you can buy it right now situations, and
or at least you'll be able to buy it in 2 weeks.
Because it all flared up originally when on Gumtree. Someone in the UK, someone
someone bought it. And I think
had one up for sale.
Eurogamer
went
to their house.
To confirm that it was legitimate product.
And they're like, "Yeah, this is a real thing. Cool."
They fired
got
it
a
up. They
PS4
played a
Slim.
game on it. It worked.
I paid like a few $1,000s for it or something like that. Was that?
The same guy. No, the person who spent $1,000 was the one who bought No Man's Sky early, but for shame.
Well, hey.
Wait, but then presumably they're going to also what? What's the?
Did you not hear any about
No, I
this
did not
PS4
hear
Slim?
about anything.
Yeah, PS4 Slim. It exists.
So it exists already, even though it's not.
Yeah,
It'll be announced. It'll be announced next week.
Though there was
It'll
no
be-
real mention about
It'll
how
be released on the
powerful it
same
was.
day. No, it'll be the same.
Well, that's the thing, because
Unless you're thinking it's like the Xbox One.
because the
where it's
Xbox
got the-
One Slim actually
HDR
has
in
it has slightly more power and it's 40% the size. I don't know. They put the sizes on the PS4, but it doesn't look like it's a huge amount different.
They seem
What are we looking at?
Really?
It's I mean, because the PS4's not that much of a chunky
it's
unit
long,
anymore.
but it's not heavy. It's not bulky.
Yeah.
Whereas
Whereas the Xbox One is just
but then you can also
Slap.
assume that the same day they'll announce the Neo, or they'll formally unveil the Neo.
which
You
considering we're getting
you don't have a big event for a slim console.
no, you have no. Although I mean, Xbox took up a lot of E3 time talking about their Slim, and I think there's also a new controller. That's coming out.
The controller is more or less the same as the one that we've got now. The difference being that your light bar that you've got.
You're also going to get one of
You
those.
can see. No, it's just kind of clear across the top there, so you can actually just see the light bar.
Oh, is it through? Okay.
So
Yeah,
otherwise, it's pretty much the same. I think it's for the sake of
See
being able
what
to see your health and some of the gimmicky little things. I'm sure there's
probably
some
also see
connection with VR.
player you are and all that sort
Yeah,
of
that's-
stuff.
Yeah,
That's
you're not just gonna put down all your controls, and you don't have to ease of access.
It won't
for-
fundamentally change anything, but it'll be a handy little perk.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I wonder if they'll make removable batteries for these ones.
Nah.
Yeah, probably not. Why? When you've got a market cornered, why fuck around?
Exactly. Is there anything else we're expecting to see there? Do we feel like
So-
we're going to see any games at all, or do you think it's totally going to be hardware?
Look, I think they have to be really careful with everything they do, purely because the circumstance is that with the Neo release, they need to be very careful in regards to PlayStation VR, because they basically need to avoid that whole conversation of, so I need to buy the PS4 Neo if I want to use VR. Is that what you're trying to say? Because at this stage, their communication has not been very clear.
I think because they've said nothing, but things leaked, and they kind of said, it's a thing that exists, but then said nothing more about it. So just
and they've not really even described what its place is. Like, why is PS4 Neo?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
what? Not what is, why is. Because, like, what is in terms of power, that's gotten out there. But why? Because if they're trying to differentiate it from, hey, you can play PSVR on your existing PS4, or I just bought a PS4, and now you're announcing this Slim, well, that's fine, but now you're announcing this thing that's hard, that's better. Like, why?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they took a bit of a look because they confirmed prior to E3 that they weren't going to have any new hardware there, and then Microsoft wheeled out both the Slim and the
I think part of that
and the Scorpio, and I think that there hasn't really been any backlash towards Microsoft over anything they did there. But
That's
maybe,
because
maybe PlayStation was like, you guys take the fire. If this backfires, it's going to backfire on you, and then we'll come out and be either we do the same thing, and it's
the same
but we're
thing
not-
as
we're
when
but we're
the
not
Xbox
judged.
One first came out.
We're not judged the same
Yeah.
way.
Well,
the
issue is
you're gonna be able to play your games on everything.
the issue is
Or they
that
don't do
the
it
Neo's
yet.
not that much from what
It's not
reports,
the same
but
jump.
it's not yet, and that's the thing. And I think that's probably why people didn't really backlash against the Scorpio, because the Scorpio, they're saying this shit's going to be extreme.
It's a big tech jump.
Yeah, and I think the fact that they're saying, look, games are not going to, they will be scaled back and able to be played on your regular Xbox One. That was super clear. But they're like, what the power that this gives developers is huge. Now, whether that's a jump that's designed for VR that is also being put to your screen as well as the VR headset, or whatever they're going to do with that power, they haven't said, because it's so, I guess, up in the air. It's so, hey, this is this dream that we have. This is this dream tech that we're building.
Yeah.
Whereas, because the stuff leaked and people are like, yeah, we've seen this shit and we know what's in it with the PS4 Neo, it's like, this is a real product and it's not that much better, but it is better. Like, it is better than your base PS4, but it's not this huge leap. So it's like, well, I've now bought an inferior console. Where it's like, with the
And
Scorpio, it's
the
like,
question you're going to have, like,
that might be buying a different console
Yeah.
if the jump's like that, you know?
The question that I think will be in consumers' minds is when they're seeing a game that's being shown at an E3 or hypothetically this PlayStation event, even if it says this is the Neo version, you're going, okay, so what is my base?
So what does mine look like? What's the frame rate on mine?
Of course, the marketing, any sensible marketer is going to show the best version of the game. So,
yeah, I suppose.
at least the one that in your big public-facing thing, you might put some side-by-sides on YouTube or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, they might want to show both to be like, hey, look, this thing does not look inferior very much to... You know, but again, that's
But
to do with their business.
It totally does the exact same time, you fuckers!
That could hurt console sales as well. It's like, why do I need to buy this thing then?
They've not said...
Have you seen
That's
people
the
with
thing.
fucking TVs?
No, I know.
It's
yeah.
like, oh, look
4K.
at my fucking TV.
Yeah, 4K.
Hey man, look at this
There's
TV. I want that. Why? Look at it works. It fucking turns on and changes the channel. But back to your original fucking question. That's all that. Any new games? No. We're just having PAX
New
West
of old games?
right now.
Yes.
So there's nothing floating on about there right now. I've cut a couple of tweets, nothing fantastic. But they may release a new trailer for something that would be coming soon
Horizon.
to pair it up with the thing. I mean,
how soon are you talking? Sorry, as in that something coming this year, or
no, something that would be coming
not
out.
going to be Gran Turismo Sport?
But the Slim, like, you know, they might be like, hey, look at the Slim.
But that's the
Here's
thing.
a
They
Final
might-
Fantasy VII trailer.
But they might be showing... I was actually going to suggest Gran Turismo because it's like, well, they've not said why they're pushing Gran Turismo. They've not said... Like, you know that they push Gran Turismo back to next year?
I have no care for Gran Turismo.
Fine. But they've pushed that back to
Not
next
gonna
year, and they've not said... Like, Neo's not going to be purchasable this year from all reports.
I
Likely.
wouldn't make too much of it because there's not a single Gran Turismo game that hasn't been delayed over the journey anyway.
No,
How big was that?
I'm not
Was it
even...
the PS3?
but their
It
last
just
one
kept
was not-
delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yeah, that was
that was great.
But their last one
It's
was
coming
fairly
out.
on time.
6, yeah.
6
But
was... And it,
except that
it
when
was
you say on
arguable.
time, it actually released after the PS4 did.
Amen, Kevin Butler.
It came on PS3 and released after the PS4 had launched.
6?
Yeah.
Wasn't it supposed to be a PS4?
No, it was a PS3 game and released after the PS4 launch. So if you
Well-
call that on time, it did hit the release date, they said, but clearly that was never their design.
But anyway, like... But that game was certainly better than the
50
Forza
billion
game.
cars.
Like it trumped Forza, and that's what they need to keep doing. They need, for them to be able to justify how long they develop their games, they need to be able to show that they can keep trumping Forza. And at this stage, Forza and Forza Horizon, they're great-looking games. They're still very popular. They still look very nice. And if you want to be showing off this marquee driving franchise, saying maybe, hey, this one that people have always known for, hey, this game's beautiful. Maybe we'll have this as this will be the game that comes out with your console. So
Yeah,
look, who knows? Maybe they were actually doing okay. I mean, it's been years since GD6 was out, so who knows? Like, as soon as I heard that was delayed, I actually have a feeling that there might be something to do with the Neo.
So,
But that's the only way we're going to be hearing about games. It's going to be games just like, hey, this is now releasing with... In the same way that they did it with Zelda. How it's like, hey, this is now going to have an NX release.
it'll be just like that. It won't be like any new game that we
You want
don't
to
know
have
about.
content that's brand new that you can package with your console.
Exactly.
That way it's like, well, if we make it maybe $50 more expensive, we can package you
And if
a
they
couple of
needed-
digital games and GT7.
They needed a bit of extra time. It's like, oh, we've got these like
It
skin
syncs up
packs
nicely.
and
Yep.
like here's a limited edition controller that'll be available for purchase as well. Any little fucking things that they can just spam out if they were like, all right, this director's fucking, we've just bound through it a bit too much.
It's a little weird though. Like, I don't know if you guys have sort of noticed that since Microsoft dropped the ball quite hard with the Xbox One, and they have been hurting pretty much ever since then. And I guess this was even kind of the way with the marketing they did with the PS4. Sony's been playing catch up every single time. They beat them to the punch with all the aspects of the PS4, and obviously the PS4 is a stronger console, so they had that going for them. But all of the Sony announcements have always been just after Microsoft has done something. So new controllers, hey look, Microsoft announced new controllers at E3. Hey, a bigger console that we're now confirming and releasing formally to the public.
Yeah.
Hey, Microsoft already did that at E3. Like, I'm not trying to push Microsoft here.
Well, no, it's not.
It's
But I mean, I think it's one of
how,
those cases because it happened right back from when the PS4 and Xbox.
and it's interesting how it worked really well for them then, but the same marketing strategy doesn't seem to be working for them. Like the whole, hey, we'll wait until the shit blows over and then storm everyone with.
What do
this
you mean
stuff.
by it's not working? Because the PS4's lead is still
No, it's still. But
increasing.
like, does
It's
a lot
not
of the
like Xbox
conversation
hasn't even broken even yet.
a lot of the conversation around the Neo is not the same as this whole, PlayStation's doing all these cool things, Microsoft's backpedaling.
Microsoft was just up front. They said what they said, and then Sony's just been vague.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily someone's had a good or a bad message. It's just
It
that
just
they're
feels
not
like
saying
it's
anything,
the second cycle of, hey, they've come in second with all this stuff to try and, like what you were saying before, to dodge the fire and come in like kings. And
Sony doesn't have the financial backing. Like they don't have anywhere near the cachet financially that Microsoft does. So I think they're kind of and
was that you
and
actually
PlayStation's
pronouncing cachet, or were you being like cachet?
no cachet.
Okay.
And
I had to check.
like
Just in case you wonder what that word means, cashola, money, do re mi.
Cashish.
anyway, Microsoft's loaded. That's they
surprised
they can do what they want. PlayStation is one of the few successful divisions of what's going on at Sony, so they can't afford to stuff this up
Yeah, well.
as a company.
How are they
Sony. Get the phone. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. actually.
But as we wrap things up, one final question. This is going back to the Slim. Currently, the regular, like the PS4, the 1 terabyte one, is going for $550. What will the Slim be, price wise? And I'm talking Australian dollars, $550 Australian at the moment. What will the Slim be, and what will that mean that the current model?
They'll cut the regular one by $150 or so.
So 400.
Yeah, and they'll make the Slim. The Slim will be release price.
So the $550 at the moment.
Yeah.
Damo.
I don't know. Is the Slim going to be better?
Well, has the PS4 had a price cut yet?
Slim. No.
Okay, so then release price. Yeah.
The only price cut they've had is they upgraded the hard drive from 500 gig to a terabyte, but left the console's price the same. So you're getting a bit more for your dollar. For the same.
But can't you just replace the hard drive yourself?
Yeah.
So you could go out and get a solid state terabyte and no
You'd be laughing.
I don't actually think this.
I don't know.
I don't think the solid state will even help you at this stage because it's still got to boot it. I think there's some weird stuff with that I've heard.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again, unsubstantiated, so feel free to correct me. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know prices. Like, who knows what they're gonna.
plus, solid states aren't cheap enough for you to be burning it on a PS4.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Especially not external.
The same with Jay said. Real fucking.
Yeah, look, I think that's a pretty solid thing. My guess would have been probably 400 as well.
So,
so I think we're all on the same page there. Let's
no,
see.
like,
Let's see
I'm not
if
trying to fucking thing. If someone was going out, if there is a parent watching this and they're going, well, boys, do I buy my child the Slim for Christmas or the PS4? What would you say?
I would say buy the NES Mini, but fucking that's
no,
me.
if they didn't have either, you'd tell them to go buy a
NES
Slim. I guess it depends
NES
It depends. Maybe they've got like an increased hard drive space as well. Buy it with an NES Mini.
Yeah. In fact, how much
if they had a
is
PS4 already?
how much is the original Xbox
Don't even
one
worry
going
about
for?
it. Don't know.
Okay, so you're saying, so anyone that's
If they've got a PS4 already,
just
wait for
about
it
to go out and buy a PS4 from scratch, you'd say wait for the Slim?
May as well go for the Slim.
I would
It's
say
the
wait till the
most
Neo
powerful.
information's out there. See how far away that
presumably
is.
they'll be the same day. So.
See how far away the information is.
But
Because look,
We'll
we
know
don't
very
know.
soon.
They might be saying, "Hey,
Buy Raspberry
this
Pi.
Xbox Slim available now. PS4 Neo available next year."
Yeah.
So wait
Neo's
to
next
see.
year, Scorpio's next year.
Wait to see what's that.
We'll see.
Wait to see what that is. Buy them an S Mini for Christmas and wait to see what the Neo's like.
We'll get back to you with next month's updates once we've seen the prices. So until next week, where we're going to get into our patched updates, we'll see you later then, I guess.
Can you edit Pokemon in here? Just right.
Pokemon Go is gone.
Pokemon
There's
Go.
some juice for you.
I just want like 3 Pokemon just sitting here. You put that in there.
See you later.